Haha. I'm getting a cup of tea, so I'm going to try not to make too much noise. I'll address the camera, but I'm recording audio here. And while making the cup of tea, I'll talk about something which I was just thinking about. So, one thing I am kind of personally proud about, I can say this with a fair degree of certainty. I will dance with almost anybody. Absolutely almost everybody. That's carefully chosen words, right? And I know this is true because at least I was thinking about it because today, while working, doing my thing, someone started to dance with me, and it was more than one person danced with me today, and that's not uncommon, and I'm glad that that's the case. This particular person, though, got close enough to even be touching me while dancing and realized that had found a person that was willing to dance with them, and I was pleasantly surprised too because I was into it at the moment in time and thought, hey, this is funny. It tests me to, it tests me like a litmus test, and I've known this person for a period of time. No wonder. It's good that they understand that. The reason I'm unpacking it a little is that there's interpersonal drama at the local level, which is no place on YouTube. So, and that's where I figure this video is going to end up. That's the first part. Almost everybody. Almost. Because there's always a chance I'll still say no. I could still say no. And it's kind of like it's kind of like a coin flip thing. There's a random chance. Most of the time, my coin is skewed. It's weighted to say yes to the dance question, provided it's asked of me. I don't often ask someone else to dance. And sometimes when I've asked someone else to dance, they've said no, and I don't like that rejection. So I don't frequently ask to dance. Maybe I should. Maybe I should ask more often and deal with the fact that most of the time there's a rejection involved. So the random chance when I ask to dance, if I have to figure it out, is very much like a coin flip. It happens infrequently, yes, infrequently, no, whichever way you want to look at it. I say no very infrequently, but I do from time to time. And if I have to prove why I think it's the proper response for me in society I find myself in, I'd ask the person that was questioning that decision, have they ever used a mousetrap? Have they ever in their lives used a mousetrap? That's the first part of the rebuttal. The next question following that one, it's not rhetoric, it's a direct personal experience question. Have you or have you not ever used a mousetrap? I'd ask then, how many mousetraps did you use? And how many mice did you catch using the mousetrap? I'd be very curious if the person who questioned me had caught more than one mouse. I would be very curious to find out if that was true. If they understood there was more than one mouse involved in their infestation or not. Or is it more likely they caught one mouse and then the traps went away? Now, I was thinking about it earlier already, and I had a better way of putting it too, which is how many traps do you put out and how many mice do you catch before you say bingo? Because if you catch one mouse and call that bingo, I was making a cup of tea, right? One mouse and call it bingo. Now, the tea's almost done. Because I brewed this much earlier and all I have to do is warm it up. But I'll warm it up over there. Time limit, strict. 2 minutes, 32 seconds. Oh, I really should be doing a reading from something I put on Facebook. And I'd already thought about doing it. In fact, I think I've probably recorded it once already. But it gets into this whole mousetrap thing. That's the best question for why a person would sometimes want to say no. Because there are plenty of mice that say no to the mouse traps which are set for them. We catch way less rodents with the traps. Unless you're willing to literally place all of those traps directly around where they're nesting. It's almost impossible for them all to be catching something. Which is why you sell so many traps. I've said yes to men that I would normally probably not say yes to in any other thing. But if they want to dance, what the hell? I don't care. If it's, and in particular types of dance I've learned, that would have been way more likely in swing dancing than in salsa. Although I would have learned quite a bit from dancing with a man in salsa more than likely as well. Which is why it's cool to do it with swing. If you want to learn to lead, sooner or later you're going to have to dance with a man. And then figure out who's leading. But this world is rudderless. That's true. It's rudderless. Doesn't mean we can't, blow. Just blow, man. Time in. Strange, there's a wild social phenomenon developing in the world around me. I've noticed it very acutely this evening. It is almost as if the Stanley Cup playoff, are the playoffs on or something? The town is dead outside. I've thought about trying to film it, but it's too dark. It's after one local, and I have to say, I can't believe that the city seems to be zombified, or not zombified, in the throes of a midsummer apocalypse where everybody's figuring something out that they hadn't figured out up till now. I don't know. There's nothing happening outside. No sounds of traffic. No nothing. I can't figure it. Oh, right, Game of Thrones. This is a video recording here. It's the first time I've tried it with this open camera. Anyway, I was thinking about one point of criticism which I've been rightly called out on in the past. I think it. Anyway, now, I think it was right to call it was to stop using particularly gendered terms for slur purposes. For example, using cunt or cock or dick or whatever. Asshole is non-gendered and universal. So I was thinking about how I think the Voices of Newfoundlanders is a particularly good one to listen to in 2016 or any other year. As good as any others, And Labradorians too. And, Canadians in general. Maybe not some of them assholes up in Toronto. But of course, everywhere has assholes. Everywhere. Even Newfoundland has assholes everywhere. You really don't have to look very far to find an asshole, right? Certainly. If you haven't figured out how to use a mirror to find an asshole yet, well, that's the first time I've used the open camera for video purposes. But what's really funny
What's really funny is imagining him doing this with a mirror. Instead of just standing up and looking into it, right? What do you mean, asshole?